right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first virtual STEAM activity for our at-home learning. And my name is Amber, and this is my daughter Peyton. She is a fourth grader, and this is my daughter Bexley. She's a second grader. And I'm going to go over a few things just so we can get started, and I'll wait for some other people to log in. With us being new, it may take a few minutes. So if something is not working, audio or the video, please just leave a comment, and I will try to adjust for whatever is not working. So if you didn't already download the worksheet, it's on the website. You don't actually need this. You could write it on a piece of paper if you don't want to print, or if your printer is not working. You can always just talk about the questions if you have a young learner who can't write yet, but we do incorporate a lot of drawing into our activities as well. So if you did not do that, it's on our website. It's www.striveacademy.org, and we have it under the virtual STEAM events. They are PDFs on there. The other thing that is on there is the directions for the activity. So it has everything that you will need if you do this afterwards, or if you want to do this later if this time doesn't work for you. So today we are going to be doing an experiment with disappearing ice cubes. So we are going to be testing different materials and powders that will hopefully we can time, and we'll see which one melts the ice cube the fastest. Sorry, can you all hear me? Someone just commented, is anything happening yet? Hold on one second. All right. If you can hear me, or if you can see the video, can you, I know someone said hello. Hi, Melanie. Let's see here. Can't see any live video yet. Okay, hang on one second. Oh, some people are on. Lindsay, can you see us? Okay, so we'll give you a few minutes. I'll let it, I gotta get some ice cubes, and I'll let everybody kind of get online to see if we are good to go. All right, okay, so I'm gonna run and get some ice cubes from our freezer. Hang tight, that way I'll let everybody get on. All right, so I think when we first logged on to live, it wasn't working quite right. So I'll go over what I said at the beginning, hopefully that you can hear it for the first time. So my name is Amber, and I am one of the owners of Strive Academy. I am a certified 7th grade math teacher. I also can teach language arts and special ed. So that's how we got started on Strive Academy. So this is my daughter Bexley, she's a second grader, and this is my daughter Peyton, she's a fourth grader. So they're gonna be doing the activities with us today. Today we are going to be doing an activity called Disappearing Ice Cubes. And so if you downloaded the handout from the website, you can do that. If not, you can totally just use a piece of paper and write it down, or draw pictures, or just have a discussion with your child about the activity. So we can use a lot of different ingredients today. If you didn't have something, like I don't have regular flour, I'm not sure why I don't have regular flour, but I have almond flour, so you can use whatever you have. Today we're going to be figuring out which powder melts ice cubes the fastest, and kind of the why behind which one melts it the fastest. So you have a list of the materials. We'll be posting those before the activity. And then if you don't have anything, please feel free to switch things out. You don't have to use everything that we want. And also the directions are on there if you're going to do this later and you don't want to do it right at 10 o'clock with us. So we'll post the video after that. So to get started, go ahead and you can have your child write at the top of the title of the experiment. Is called Disappearing Ice Cubes. Again, if your kid is not able to write in full sentences, they could draw an ice cube. They could, write the letters that you tell them to write, but at the top you're going to write Disappearing Ice Cubes, and it's right at the top of your paper. So under title of experiment. Yep. Thank you all for being very patient with us as well, because this is the first time we've had to do an online virtual activity. So disappearing is right there. All right. And so then next is the hypothesis. So we are going to make a hypothesis. Does anyone know, do you guys know what a hypothesis is?
I know. It's like a guess.
It's
a really good guess.
A really good guess. Okay, so we are going to make a hypothesis about which cube do we think is going to melt the fastest. So depending on what you guys picked to put on your ice cubes, if you have the ingredients out for your child to look at, go ahead and write down which one do you think is going to melt the fastest. So we have salt, we have baking soda, we have some almond flour, we have ground mustard, we have sugar. So write down which one you think is going to melt the fastest, and also which one you think is going to melt the slowest. My girls think that baking soda is going to melt the fastest. And Peyton thinks flour is going to melt the slowest. Which one do you think? Ooh, brown sugar. It's okay. All right. So whichever one you think is going to melt the fastest and the slowest, that's kind of our hypothesis. That's our educated guess about what we think is going to happen. So the next thing, you can say hi.
Hi, Samantha.
You are going to next draw a picture. So we have a muffin tin like this. You don't have to use every single one. It might be easier to number them and put which ingredients you're going to put in each muffin tin, because you're going to want to keep track of it. So before you do that though, we're going to keep one ice cube as the control. Do you know what a control is?
Yes. One that's doing it all.
It's the what? You don't know? Do you know what a control is in an experiment?
I know what somebody can control a video game.
Yeah, not like that. So we're going to keep one as the control, and the control in an experiment is the one that we're not going to do anything to, so that we can compare it to it. So you're going to leave one control as an empty, just an ice cube, no powder. And so go ahead and you can draw, if you want to draw the circles, and you can either number them or you can write into it. But one muffin tin or one little bowl, if you're using a little bowl, one of your muffin tins or one of your bowls needs to just have an ice cube in it. Nothing else, just one regular ice cube, and that's the control of the experiment. So that one's gonna be a regular one. So you can just write control.
Can I just put a C?
Yeah, or you can put a C. If you're putting baking soda, you could put just a B on it. So you gotta figure out which one you're gonna put in which. So what ingredients are you gonna put? And again, you can choose 3 or 4 to test. You could do 5, you could do all 12 of them. It's just up to you on however many ingredients you have to test. And it doesn't have to be something that we suggested. It could be something totally different.
It's baking soda and brown sugar.
So just put BR. All right, so what other ones are you using? So once you have the ingredients and you know which one is which, because we're going to be setting a timer that's sugar, to see which one is going to melt the fastest and slowest and see if your hypothesis is correct. All right, you have all.
Okay.
So,
do we need
all right, so then you're going to take your ice cubes and put them in your muffin tins. Oh, Mrs. Von Allman said hi.
Oh, I missed one on the.
All right, so once you have all of your ice cubes in, we are using a teaspoon, and shameless plug of a math teacher, Peyton has a 1 teaspoon and Bexley has a ½ teaspoon. So we talked a little bit about fractions
2.
and how she needs 2 of this to make 1 teaspoon. So we're gonna use a teaspoon. You can, again, use whatever you need to use. It doesn't have to be a teaspoon, but we're going to use the teaspoon to sprinkle on top of our ice cubes. And so make sure you're looking at your picture, whichever one is your control. Make sure you don't put anything on that. We just want it to be an ice cube. But then we're gonna use some of our other ingredients. So you're using baking soda?
I need baking soda.
So baking soda. What other ones are you using?
Sugar.
Sugar.
Wait, flour.
All right, so go ahead and put a teaspoon on top of
Okay. Next.
Are you using
Flour.
sugar?
I need flour.
Are you using regular sugar?
Yes. And which one of the sugar do I need? Sugar goes in this one. Wait. There's flour. Wait.
Is it this last one?
I need. Yeah, it's the last one, and then right here. I need brown sugar.
It's all right.
I'll put it in one of the empty ones. I need brown sugar.
Brown sugar? Uh-oh. That's all right.
And mustard. Too. Mustard? Hey, there's mustard. There's not mustard. Is there? I think it's ground mustard. Oh. Okay.
All right, so they are filling
And then I need
their
flour.
their
I
muffin
need flour.
tins.
Can you get here?
Please.
Please. Can I please? Flour? It doesn't look like regular flour. Okay. Wait, the flour goes in this one. It doesn't work.
Pour it over.
Okay. Now.
All right.
Brown sugar.
So once
Can I
you
please
get
have the-
once you get all of your that's a lot, Bexley. Once you get your ingredients on your ice cubes, don't put that back in there.
Wait, what?
once you get all of your ingredients on your ice cubes, you are going to set a timer for 20 minutes. And once your timer is set for 20 minutes, you're going to make some observations of what's happening with the ice. And so, sorry for the up close of the brown sugar. So some observations would be ones that are melting faster. You could say that the ice cubes that have it directly on it are melting faster. And remember that you're comparing it to the control. So is it melting faster than just having nothing on it? Is it melting faster than having an ingredient on it? And so on the back of...
Did I put baking soda in this?
I'm not sure. On the back of your paper, where it says data collection and observation, that's where you're going to write down what's happening to your ice cubes. And again, and if you don't want to write it, you want to draw a picture, you can definitely do that instead of writing it out. So Peyton's is all ready to go. Her control. Did you?
Put stuff in there.
Okay, Peyton did not keep a control, so she's gonna get one more ice cube and put it in there. So there's her control. Bexley's finishing up her different ice cubes. And so when you're finished with that, you're going to set a timer. And when the timer is up at 20 minutes, you're going to list the results in the results category, number 5. You're going to put them in order from fastest to slowest. So you're going to write down which ones melted the fastest to the slowest. And also in a second, when we are done on here, we're going to post a video that is about how ice is melted by salt on the roads and why we use them for our snow days. And so when we are finished here, I'll post that. You can, that's powdered sugar. You can take a look at that and you can watch that while you're waiting for 20 minutes. So when you're finished with your 20 minutes, down at the bottom, there are also some analysis questions. These can be for some of the older students or some of your younger students. You can just have a conversation with them about why you think that it melted the fastest. And in the video that we're going to post, it has, oh, that's a lot. It has some of the scientific reasons why salt melts ice more than other, oh, Bexley's saying she knows already. So when the 20 minutes is up, go ahead and start your timer. You can watch that video that we'll post here in a second. A link, it's also on the directions page. There is a link there that you can go to that website. It's only about 1.5 minutes, so it's not something too long. And then you're going to collect your data, you're going to list your results, answer the analysis questions, and we would love for, it's supposed to be melting.
This is my control.
Okay, so we would love to have your feedback on things that you thought worked well, things that we could do better for tomorrow's lessons. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a pot of gold lesson for St. Patrick's Day. We also would love to see your pictures of your kids learning at home. And so sorry that this was, Peyton's over here dancing, sorry that this was a little bit hectic. Hopefully your kids are all set to go. You have your ice cubes in your tins all ready to melt. Set a timer for 20 minutes and please send us pictures, post pictures on our Facebook page about what your kids' results were and which one melted the fastest. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Hello, Olivia.
All right.